everyone, and welcome to this fourth and final video for this course on how to prepare yourself for success in English. So in the previous videos, we've looked at how to prepare your mind for success in English and overcome these limiting beliefs. We've learned how to manage your time and find time to have success in English. We've learned how to create a system to implement in the time that you've found for success in English. And now we're going to look at the last point, which I think is really important, which is not to lose motivation along the way. So to stay motivated for success in English. I love the quote from today. I actually have it up here on my wall in my office, and it says, "Never, never, never give up." And that's by Winston Churchill. And in English or learning any language, that's absolutely the case. Never, never, never give up, because every day you're improving, you're learning something new, and that's the only way to become a successful English speaker. So the objective of this module is to learn how to stay motivated, even though you're going to experience setbacks and challenges on the way to becoming a successful and confident English speaker. So sometimes motivation just isn't enough. We saw that in the last video as well. So we're going to look at how we can stay motivated even though these setbacks occur. So negative experiences or setbacks, as they're called, can lead to frustration and the risk of losing motivation. So if we look at this guy who's in the middle of this diagram, he started off with loads of motivation. He watched the last video and created a stable system, so he was consistent with his English learning, but he came across a setback. Something bad happened along the way, something maybe embarrassing, or he felt like he made a fool of himself in English. Something negative happened to him. And this led to frustration, and the frustration made him feel like, oh, I'm never going to learn English. I've been studying all my life and it's just nothing works. And then that sort of feeling can make him lose motivation, and the system goes to pot, loses consistency, and it's another vicious circle. That's why motivation alone is not the most important thing. We can be really, really motivated, but if we don't know how to manage these setbacks, then we're going to also lose consistency, lose our system, and perhaps not get the English level that we want to achieve. So how can we manage these setbacks and not get frustrated and not lose this motivation? So one idea which applies to learning a language or any other part of your life where there could be setbacks along the way is to flip the setback and use them to fuel your motivation. So like the pancake we can see in this photo, we're going to flip it over and look at it from a different perspective. So how can we do that? Well, let's have a look at this guy again. Imagine this guy is thinking, oh, I was at lunch with a client today and they didn't understand me when I was talking about my hobbies. They thought I said hobbits. It was so embarrassing. I feel like I'm never going to improve my pronunciation. So you can kind of see that he's losing his motivation with the English, and maybe he's on the way to giving up. How can we flip that setback of being embarrassed in front of the client? Okay, well, we can look at it from a different perspective. So, okay, it's true they didn't understand that specific word, but they understood me 85% of the time. But it's clear I must focus my efforts on improving my pronunciation. So you see here, we accept that the setback happened. We found a positive point, not just to focus on the negative, found a positive point from this situation. And then we use this setback to find a way to focus our activity to improve that in the future and try and avoid it happening again. So by flipping the setback, we also give ourselves a proactive target or a proactive action to improve this specific situation. And if we do this, we don't start getting into this hole or this vicious circle of it's impossible, I'm never going to improve, and that kind of feeling. The main point here is to be kind to yourself. And like we said in the other video, to celebrate your progress. Learning a language is challenging and progress takes time. So it's important to recognize how far you've come and appreciate your efforts. So maybe a bad day, where you have a bit of a slump, is just a small part of all of the progress that you've actually made. So don't let a bad day distract you from all the progress you've made up to now. And remember to celebrate the little wins. So here are a couple of activities to try and help get into the habit of flipping the setbacks that come across when we're learning English. So the first activity is to use the setback flip worksheet to flip your latest, and when they happen in the future, your future setbacks. So get into the habit of doing it, in this case in writing, but when it becomes a habit, you can probably just do it mentally in your head. So you can work out how to flip the setback just automatically after it happens. But for the moment, it's good to get into the habit of writing it down. And the second activity is I want to focus on some positive things. So write down 5 moments or more, if you wish, where you have experienced a positive moment in English. So these are like my favorite things to talk about with my students when they tell me that something really positive happened to them in English. For example, the other day, one of my students told me he'd lost the fear of speaking English with his clients in lunch meetings, so it's a more informal situation, and that it opened up a whole world of opportunities for him because now he felt comfortable chatting about whatever they wanted to talk about, or even if he didn't understand, he felt confident to ask them, can you repeat that or something. So these positive moments are amazing, and I love celebrating them with my students. So write down these 5 moments, and of course, feel free to share them with us and we can celebrate them together. So I hope you found this course useful and you feel more prepared to prepare yourself to be a successful English speaker. These tools are ideas that I've created over the last 12, 13 years of experience working with Spanish speakers learning English. And in my experience, they do help and they do work, but it does take time to adapt them to your needs, adapt them to your situation. So give yourself that time. Don't get frustrated if they don't work straight away or if you need time to get them into your daily routines, but just keep at it, keep trying, and I'm sure they're going to help you along the way to being a successful English speaker. Thank you for watching, and please do get in touch with any questions you have, and of course to celebrate all your little wins and positive English moments. Also get in touch if you want to vent and be frustrated about your setbacks, that's fine too. And we can help you to find a way how to flip them and make sure the next time they happen, they don't stop you from getting to that stage that you want to be a successful English speaker.